All right, let's start this quiet one tonight, which is all the better for me. Less people to see me make a hash of this. Hey Andy, Mr. G, Prince Faze, Old School Coder. Welcome, guys. Right, let me open stuff up. And Hayes as well. Welcome. Right, as soon as you're all here nice and early, you can all have the add points. Remember how to do it. I had a haircut, yeah. I preempted that I was going to be pulling my hair out, so I did it ahead of time. So jank processor coding height, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see. So I did add two sprites to the characters to the tile set. Oops, which I need to export just for going up the ladders. Just these ones here. So let me export that. Hopefully this. Completely forgot how to export from this. I don't think I do actually. I think I just save it as that. I think it just imports as char anyway. So, and the raffles begin. All right, let me put the races on as well, guys. There you go. So try and distract you from the grievous errors that I'll be making. Right, okay. So when we left off last time, there was one small bug that I wanted to try and figure out, which was that the dock was appearing on the wrong screen at the beginning, and I don't know why. Everything else seemed to be working all right though now. Doors are remaining turned off. So the door code's exactly what we need now, which is fine. Yeah, doors are staying off. So the only problem is he should be starting on this screen, and he's not. He's starting on this one for some reason. So he's starting on one less than the value I started on. So I don't know why that is. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So I'm going to take a quick look at that. Zero indexing. Hey, it shouldn't be. So because I did some checks around the values that we've got. So let me bring up some windows. Let me sort my layout. Just to lay out two columns. That's thanks. So we do have where was it? Current screen here. And that should be being set by the start code. Should be being set by this here, this value. And the maps are indeed zero indexed, and the screen that we're on at the moment should be 0, not 1. We can see that if we go in assets in here. So these are our screens. And screen 0 should be this one, but for some reason it's not showing as screen 0. It's showing this one. But the thing is if I check this value after I start, so if I go and have a look for current screen, D018, that's right. I wish there was a better way of showing this. The value here that you can't see because it's so tiny is 0. So something is resetting that value. I'm not sure why. Thanks for the host, Prince Faze. Race, gamble, race. Yeah. Good evening, Cudrisel. Yeah, it has become kind of the gambling stream, this hasn't it? Which this is fine. I mean, if it takes your focus off the mistakes I'm making, it's all good. So if I go in this screen, this is screen 1. And if I go in here, it is showing a screen 1 here. So for some reason, this map drawer is drawing the wrong screen. So we'll start by stepping through this this map draw routine and having a look what it's actually doing. So I'm disabling interrupts as well, which is something I realized was causing a lot of issues if I didn't do. So if I take this off, it's not now, but sometimes when I flip screens, it causes some issues. Of course, it's not doing it now, typical. So disabling the interrupts is one thing I think which was going to alleviate, but it still doesn't explain why this value in C is being broken for some reason. Don't see anything as well which is storing the current map anywhere. So there's this here change screen, which I guess we could do. We could do it with a change screen instead, I guess. So actually, let's try that. Let's try doing it a different way. Okay, let's try. So instead of calling map draw, we'll store this in current screen. And we'll call, let me just restore the old code so I can return to it if I need to. Predicted to shillings. Where do you set the variable to 1? It should be set here. It should be set as part of this map draw thing. But the point is the first screen shouldn't really matter. It's only when you change screens. So I'm just wondering if I need to make sure I call change screen whenever I do this. So I'm actually going to check for what I do on these change screen things. No, it's a register. Where do you store it? In the change screen routine here. But the point is this map routine here. Is that code? Hopefully that's big enough. Let me just. Oh, that's a bit too big. Is that readable? Hopefully that's readable. The point is this bit here calculates as map screen address from this. But for some reason, it could be this calculation here that's screwing up. So I need to do some checks around that. Actually, let's do that before I start kind of messing with that. I really would just like to be able to draw any screen. But the most frustrating thing here is if I set this to 2, it draws me on the right screen. It sets me to 1, not 2. So it's whatever I put in here is 1 is being taken away from it. Which makes me think maybe it is this routine. So let's have a look through what this is doing. Can you just load screen variable into C? Yeah. The point is that this used to work. Something has changed and it no longer works. And nothing has changed in here. So really, whatever I pass in here in C, so you can see in the change screen, this is what's happening. It is actually storing that value in current screen, putting it into C as well. So it's calculating it into the accumulator, putting it into C, storing it in current screen, and then calling map draw. So when the change screen happens, it works correctly, but when I just call it at the beginning, it fails. And that's what worries me, that this for some reason is failing at the beginning. So I need to make my headphone a bit louder because the alerts are a bit quiet. Okay, so these are our instructions. So we're doing SRL, which could just be I'm using the wrong instructions here. So shift right logic register. Okay, so what are we doing here? We are shift right. So we're dividing that number by 2, rolling right E. Wait, rolling right. That's half. Why is that half? Also, I can use this here. Which I'm glad I know now, so that makes it much easier. Let's have a look at this routine. Let's step through this routine. So this is a map draw. So 06D4. Okay. So that's this routine here. So let's put a breakpoint on here and restart. For restarters. Okay, so at this point, C is 2, which is exactly what I've set it to. Hey, Steps, welcome, dude. So that's, need to step through here. So that's this bit here, and then this is where we start doing the calculation. And C is still 2 at this point. So if I step through, what I'm expecting is by the end, DE will be set to our screen address. So that is at this point here. So let's just skip through. D is pointing to 4100. So let's have a look in here. So this is screens. And it's somehow managed to get less. So there is a calculation that's wrong here for some reason. Could it be the carry flag? Maybe I need to clear the carry flag or something. So to do that, I have to set the carry flag and then complement the carry flag. Let's see if that actually fixes it, because it could just be something as simple as that. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, let's go and run it again. So what we should be seeing here is 4200, I think, because each screen is 256 bytes. Yeah, each screen is so this should be 4200, which is the address we should be getting, but we're not getting that. Actually, I wonder if this needs to be this complicated. I don't think it really does. Because if each screen is 256 bytes, then we don't need it to be this complicated. All we really need to do is load D with C, E with 0, and then add. Okay, let me just comment this out and redo this. So basically, C contains the screen number, so 2, whatever. So all we need to do is add the. Can we add that? Yeah, if we just add the high byte of the screen. So if we store C in the accumulator and then add to the accumulator the high byte of screen, and then load that into D, and then load 0 into E, that should give us what we need without having to do this. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay, that was weird. Okay, now I want to check what's going on here. So 06D4. Okay, so let's. How's everybody's Tuesday been? Mine's been glorious. No work, so it's been fun. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Oh, it's an '07 CD. Yeah. Okay. They had a bra issue. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so this is where I want to jump to. Oh my god. I don't know what that's about. Excuse me. He went back to the office for the first time. Wow. Okay. Yeah, they've kind of said that we're not going back to the office yet, so I'm kind of pleased with that. And I guess the same rules apply to the sister company because it's the same office. So, okay. Okay, so we get to this point, and this is where we actually do the step in. So we've got 2 in C. We're going to add 40 to it, which gives us 42. Put that into D. And that should be it. That should be loading the right mapping. But for some reason, that is not what I'm seeing when the screens load. So this is the screen section. Oh wait, the screens aren't. The screens are. Okay. The screens are not 256 bytes. They're 128 bytes. Okay, so that's a bit different. Okay, in that case, we do need to do this block of code up here. So let's just step through this and make sure this is working correctly. Okay, so we basically need to take this value and put it into D, correct? Shift it and then roll to E, which is correct. I just don't understand why the values coming out the other side are wrong. This is the... Okay, so this is what we should be doing, which is correct. Shifting a logical shift, so we move any carry bits into the carry flag here, which is correct. Then we need the roll. So the roll, at the moment, I'm using this one here, which should be correct as well. Yeah, that should be correct. Okay, it shouldn't need to add the low byte of the screen here. So I'm going to get rid of that because I don't think we need to do that. I'm going to add this without carry because that could be one of the problems we've got here. Let's give that a try. I remember this being the music for hey, there we go, we're loading on the right screen. Oh no, hang on, we're still not, no. So I should be able to have the value 1 here. Yeah, it's putting me on the wrong screen. This just makes no sense. And it's going to be something really simple as well. I'm going to kick myself when I figure out what it is. Yeah, this was the music for the Elite docking computer, wasn't it, in the original? Okay, so oh, I forgot to put the breakpoint in. Let's put the breakpoint back in. Oh, God damn it! All right, so we're going to put the breakpoint here because this is where the routine starts. Reload the ROM. Jump in here. Right, so C is 1. So what we should expect here is the high byte of screen, which is 40. So the screen address plus C times 80, basically, in hex. So C is 1, so we should have 100 DE, which we do here. Then this should roll, which means the carry flag should get set, which it is. And then we roll that in. We're now on 080, and we add, that becomes 4080, which is correct. Maybe I'm misreading what the screens are. So this is screen 23.bin. Let me open up another one of these. Open the tile pad. Maybe I'm just being dumb. Yeah, today was really nice. Although my brain decided that I was going to wake up at time for work, basically. I didn't wake up when I normally wake up, but I did wake up around about 9 o'clock. So it's like my brain still wanted to go to work for some reason, which I completely do not agree with. Okay, so 1, 3 is this one here. 2, 3 is this one here. So it should be this one. So I don't know why it's not showing that correctly. Let's go and check in memory as well. Maybe there's something weird going on in memory at that point. So I'm definitely seeing maps in these locations. Yep. Just makes no sense at all. Because 4080 is correct now, and that's where it should be reading data from. But for some reason, that is not what's actually being loaded into the screen. So if I just let this continue, what's it again? Oh wait, hang on. It's come back into this routine again. Ah, okay. Map drawer has been called twice. This is our problem. So the calculation is correct, but map drawer is being called twice. And the second time it's called with the value 1 less. So okay, let's find out what's calling map drawer then. Okay, so we call it from main, which is here, which is correct. We should be doing that. And then, oh, is it maybe this? No, it can't be that, surely. I'll be annoyed if it's that. No, okay. It's change screen being called for some reason, maybe. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Is this because we are setting the player? Maybe I think it's calling change screen. Yeah. Yeah, that red. I know I need to put it back. Yeah. I was just messing around with things. Thank you. I think what's happening is when the map loads, and the first thing it does is in here somewhere. It's checking whether or not we should move screens or not. it's seeing that the player is in a weird place and immediately changing screens. So I'm gonna take a quick look at the player init code. I think it's trying to change screens now. Player X, player Y. Okay, so this is fine, but what's not happening is those values are not being stored in the OAM stuff. So I think that's the problem. Because change screen is definitely being called. In fact, I'm gonna check that now, but I'm pretty sure that's being called because I think this is the problem. Wait, AB. Okay, so if I stick a breakpoint in there. Reload the ROM. Okay, so this is the initial map draw, which is fine. But then look, yes, we do get called. Okay. Okay. that does look rigged, doesn't it? Okay, I think I can see what's happening. And the question is, where is this coming from? So 0298, let's go and have a look there. I need to start learning to read the stack as well. No idea what this bit is. Okay, so this is probably in this slot here. 0290, let's have a look. Yeah, player control, skip right. Okay, so it's in this bit here. This is what's being called. What is it checking? It's checking the value in HL. And what is the value that's been loaded into HL player X? Okay, so let's stick a breakpoint in there and just check that value. So let's go here. So map draw, correct. And then we come to here. Now HL is C0A2. So this should be our player position, and it's 0. Oh, okay. I think I know what's going on here. So we moved some stuff in RAM. So we have, where was it? So we moved some stuff up in RAM, and this is now in RAM 1, which is a different location. So it's looking at C0A0, but what it should probably be looking at is D0A0. Or not that, wherever it might be. So, what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So D00B is where it should be looking. Which does have the proper values in. Okay, right. So this is our issue. So the question is how are we loading that value in? And why is it showing incorrectly? So let's have a look in player. Okay, player control. So we get some values from here. So this should be getting the correct value in HL. But obviously that's not reading correctly. Obviously that's reading as something different. So it's D00B here. But in here, we just reload. Right, here we go. Yeah, C0A2. I don't know where it is getting that value from. That is so bizarre. It should be getting it from here. Load HL with player X. So scroll back up through that. Just trying to find that value. It'd help if I actually had some reference in here. HL player at standard, right? Okay. So it's this bit here. Oh no, see, look, it should be loading the right value, but I think something is skipping over this bit here. This bit. And therefore not getting the right value, because this is showing the right value here, but that's not the value I'm seeing in HL here, so okay, so where is it getting that HL from? Why is it not getting to this point? Well, let's put a breakpoint in and see if it's actually running that piece. And if so, what is then changing it? Because something is breaking it. It could just be that we're not storing the right values in certain routines. We might need to push some values onto the stack. So let's have a look. Okay, so map draw is fine. Then we come into here. Okay, so this is where we should be getting the right value in DE. And we're not. Oh, hang on. It didn't load that one. It jumped straight down to here. Okay, so it skipped this one. Check for screen exit. Okay, check for screen exit. We must be skipping over something here that we're supposed to. So how do we get to that bit? Okay, there's no other use of this anywhere. Okay, so we can actually fix this just by doing this. I think we shall see it load to the correct screen now. Cool. Now, my only issue here is that oh no, we're doing it. We are already doing it on the upper. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's fixed it. All right, cool. Cool. So I can get rid of all of this crap now. Cool. Oh, it's not bad. Not bad. Hey, Furrow. Okay, cool. Right. So now that's loading the correct screen in. We can start looking at. Oh, wow. Oh my God, Furrow, what's wrong with you, man? Thank you very much for the crazy sub train there. And congratulations to Red Sky One, Colossus, TLMR, Retro Phaser, Doomadam, Dr. Goggles, Build Pico, Chroma Sundrift, Doxter Me, and Acmefin. Thank you very much for appreciated. You're a madman. Lots of lots of Kim now. Yeah, very much appreciated, dude. All goes towards the wine fund, of course. You're the only one not subscribed. So those who are subscribed, you should have access to all the nice emotes, including the new emote that I just added yesterday or the day before, the new Secanoid one as well. Yeah, you're crazy, but you did this yesterday in Hazy's channel as well. You're a madman. A madman, but a very nice man. Very, very much appreciated. All my profits from Ice. I'm still waiting on it. I need to check that actually. Have they got cartridge versions in yet? I think they're having problems because of the. Oh no, it's floppies. I wanted cartridge version. Are they doing a cartridge version? I can help you get it running on cart if it means I can have a cartridge version. Just about gift one sub, yeah. All right, cool. So one of the things I noticed the other day was I didn't have my monetization turned on YouTube, so I've been able to have monetization and just not had it turned on. So I've turned it on now. So you might get adverts on my YouTube videos now and again. I have to actually catch up, which is another thing I'm going to do on my time off and catch up on the video encoding. I've just not had the motivation to do it at the moment, so I've got about 6 weeks worth of videos to edit and upload. So all right, cool. The sub trainers kind of throw me off kilter a little bit. Why is that not working? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So what I want to do now is get the ladders working. So we have ladders in place, but they don't do anything at the moment. In fact, they shouldn't even be visible in this mode. But for now, we're just gonna not worry too much about that and just try and get them working. Oh, I noticed down here this power bar is incorrect, so maybe we should fix that first. Whoops. Damn it. What's the button to just reset? That'd be an easy reset. I think because we're updating all the time, we're obviously updating some palette values in here, so we'll go and fix that first, I think. Hey, Zenderick. I think he's probably talking about himself now, Andy. He's self-deprecating, so. All right, let's have a look. So I think in the HUD we've probably got something slightly wrong. So update HUD keys, update the HUD power. Here we go. So we do switch to the attribute map here. So it's going to be round this kind of thing here. So what are we actually doing? Okay, so we're storing palette number. Yeah, okay. So this needs to change based on whether we're in whether we're in old mode or not. So that needs to. So I need to find the code for that first. Just yeah, the code that'll do. Okay, fair enough. I didn't actually copy that. Okay, so we're going to do this check here. And this will be apply palette. And this will be new palette. And this will be old palette. So if the transition is new, so if the value is 0, then we'll jump to new palette. Otherwise, we'll load the accumulator with 0, I think it is. I have to check that and just jump to apply. Really, we can't fill that in, even though it's just right underneath. Oh, that's interesting. Because it's constantly updating that. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, so I think we should probably not do a power update if the transition is in progress. So that's easy enough. We'll just come in here, load the accumulator with, where is it? Transition. Transition state, is that maybe the one? Let's have a look. Really, please take it to that line. There we go. Okay, so if the transition state is 0, we can carry on. Otherwise, we so basically I can do this. But this will be like that. So hopefully now the update will only happen when the transition is not actually occurring. Which means it should, yeah, there we go, it's better. I need to check that actually. I can't remember if that's how he walks down in this mode. I think it probably is actually. But this is looking spot on at the moment. Cool. All right. Okay. Hands up if you don't have a star again, you know. Yeah, it's pretty much just you, old school coder. Oh no, Prince Phase as well. There you go. There ain't many of us. Yeah. Oh, this way I'll have another remote soon. Okay. So ladders are a bit tricky because there's a few things that make them a little bit awkward. For the most part, you can kind of treat them like a jump, which is if you are on a ladder and you push up, that the player will move up. Except unlike a jump, you don't start a kind of arc and work your way through it. You're in a position where pushing up will allow you to move up. That's not the difficult part. The difficult part is that when you get to the top of the ladder, you need to make sure that you don't jump when you come off the ladder. So you need to make sure that as you move up the ladder, when you get to the point where you can no longer walk on the ladder, so what you do is you check not the floor, but you check the characters above. So you're checking basically here, you're checking round about his knees. When you can no longer be in that position, then you have to debounce the up. So you have to make sure that if you've just stepped off a ladder and you're still pushing up, that you don't immediately jump. So at the moment, I don't think jump is. In fact, it's not going to matter on Game Boy because jump is a different button. So actually, this is going to be quite simple. Ah, that actually makes things a lot easier. My God, why didn't they just add 2 buttons on the Commodore? It would have made things a lot easier. Okay. The other thing is we don't want to use the ladder in this mode. So one of the things I need to do, and I was gonna do it today, but I ended up just having a nap instead, is to add collision into the editor. So the moment we just have this. But what I want to do is actually start using this other tile set. At the moment, it's not being used. It's literally just changing the palette on all of these. So what I want to do is copy the characters over from this one into this one, and then have some kind of collision things that you can set in here. So you'll be able to set collision for various things, and you'll have like ladder and terminal and things like that. So part of that will mean that the ladder, which is this bit here, it's probably quite hard to see that, but you can kind of see it in the bigger area here. So this here basically. Is that not showing in tile view? It should show in the tile view. That's weird. Anyway, this ladder will not be in this tile set, but instead it will be in this one. So it will only be in the old tile set. And the reason for that is because that's one of the core mechanics of this. That the ladders and bridges appear in different timelines. So in order to make that work with collision, you basically need to have no collision on this side and then ladder collision on this side. And that means that you'll be able to move up the ladder only if the ladder is visible, i.e., you're in the old timeline, and you're stood on a position which shows a ladder collision is available. So for now, what we're going to do, we're going to hack it into this side, and just make sure that we can move up the ladder. Then once we've got that working, we'll add the animation in for the old timeline. We may have to implement a copy of the collision to get it to work properly, to prevent the new timeline doc trying to animate when there is no animation for him. So let's start by looking at the collision. So this sounds like Star Wars or something. Okay, so these are all the collision values that we've got in here. So far they work. I'm not sure we even needed these. Oh no, we do. We're using them here. Red, green doors, blue doors. Okay, yeah. So we are using the collision here. Okay. So this is the ladder here, 0, 0. So I'm going to set this now to be collision ladder, which is what's that? So it's not going to be solid. So we're not going to be able to get blocked as we go through it. But we do need to be able to detect it as a ladder, and that is 64 there. So let's set 64 in both of these. So at the moment, that's not going to do anything. So we need to go and change the behavior slightly of the player routine. So this collision table is probably going to be loaded twice eventually. So this collision table currently is just the collision table for whichever time for both timelines. But we'll have to change the collision routine to read from a different collision table if you're in the old timeline. For now, it doesn't matter. We'll just use this one. I'm going to take a break in a few seconds because I desperately need to visit the little boy's room. So I'll go and do that now, actually. And then when I come back, we'll add this in. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some new checks. So at the moment, we've got an up and down check. Actually, that's checking for screen exit. So actually, we've only got a left and right check. So we need to add some vertical joystick stuff in there as well. All right, I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Be right back. All right. Ooh, I'm back. Any big winners? I can't see the big wins anymore. That's the problem. Maybe I'll get it to output somewhere so I can see it. Right, Andy's on form with the raffles. I don't need to worry about them anymore. Okay, so we're going to add some extra player control now. So at the moment, all we're checking is looking at this. Need to figure out. So this is checking horizontal. Where's it actually checking the joystick though? Check we can walk. I say so. We have to check that we can walk left first. Okay. Here we go. So with the up and down, all we have to do. The other thing we need to do is if we're on a ladder, stop any jumping or falling as well. So you can jump onto a ladder and not fall through it. So that's something we'll have to check. So so this is left, and this is right. So here we can do the ladder. So first of all, we need to check if we're actually stood on a ladder or not. So we'll do that by using our collision routines here. So I'm just going to copy this routine from here. Okay, so we are getting the chart at this position, and the position we want to get the character at is going to be so this is tricky. The way I did it on Doc was to check in the middle of the character, because we want to make sure that you can't climb the ladder if you're just hanging on by a tiny little bit on the head. Oh yeah, it's a D-pad. Yeah, of course. Thank you, Zerful. Oh my god. So yeah, we'll check beneath the player. So let's have a look at the sprites again. Hang on. So we need to check round about here, this area here. So I'm going to check this position. So this is this is like 7 across and 14 down. So let's go 7E. Okay, so let's put no ladder here. And this is going to be our exit. So if there isn't a ladder, then we're going to jump to this position. Get char collision. Call is collision solid. So I'm going to check in the collision function. We probably have something here. Thank you for the follow, Nier. Nier Rare. Welcome to the stream, dude. Okay, so we've got routine specific for these. So I'm going to create one is collision ladder. May as well just use the same format as everything else. So we're checking for collision ladder here. And then this will do, oh my God, this will do the job of working out whether or not we can, whether or not we're stood on a ladder. Let's close everything else down. There we go. So at this point, we're definitely on a ladder. We're definitely stood on a ladder. So let's do something basic first. Let's just stop the player from jumping. So in order to do that, we're just going to get the player state. Let me just take a chunk of that and then I'll delete the bits I don't need. Okay, so what I want to do is, so first of all, stop jump or fall. So we don't care about what we're already doing, so we can get rid of that. And all we really need to do is turn off jump and fall. So we've got state, fall, and state jump. So this should be enough to stop us from falling when we're on a ladder. Now, at the moment, this is also going to apply to the new timeline, which is fine because we actually have a ladder there. But when we get the proper collision tables sorted out, it should skip this code when we're in this timeline because the ladder won't be there. So, oh, okay, so there's a slight problem here in that it's detecting, I think it's detecting a ladder the whole time. So, okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so it's collision ladder. So maybe this is the wrong way around. Let's try that. Okay, there we go. It's stopping the jump and fall when we're on the ladder. Which means if I jump, I should be able to jump into the ladder, which is good. And only if I'm mostly inside the ladder will. Okay, that's good. So the other thing we need to make sure is that if you're on a ladder, you can't jump up the ladder because that's going to be incorrect. Now, this is probably where the complication is going to come. So on the C64, when you push up, you go up the ladder, but you can also jump from the ladder, I believe. If you check there, does Doc have to go off? Yeah. So we're probably going to have to prevent a jump. If you're, this is a tricky one. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. He does jump in a direction, doesn't he? So actually, we don't need to prevent the jump. It's just that in this mode, obviously. Okay, yes. Yeah, so if we're in this mode, I mean, we're jumping up because it's preventing the jump. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. So we're probably going to have to think about this a little bit. So in this mode, obviously, he's not going to be able to jump because he's not going to be able to stand on a ladder. But in this mode, he should be able to jump. And at the moment, he's jumping straight up the ladder, which is bad. Whereas what he should do is jump out to the side. So I feel like if you press jump while you're on a ladder, actually, this is a bit awkward. So if you press jump while you're on a ladder, it should jump and it should kind of ignore. Not sure how we're going to do this. Let's start by getting the ladder controls in first, and then we can work out how to make it jump from the ladder. But yeah, that's a good point. You just need to. Yeah. I mean, it's the problem is at the moment is if you try and do a jump, then the routine that checks are we on a ladder is immediately cancelling that jump. So if I jump to here and then I try and jump, it's not jumping. It's going up, but it's cancelling the jump. So it's doing the initial step and then cancelling it. So we might need to have like a little timer which just says if you're jumping from a ladder for the next 3 or 4 frames, don't do any cancellations. So can only jump if. So the thing is in old timeline when you jump, he just jumps whichever direction he's facing in. And I don't want to force the player to have to pull left or right in this mode. So you should just need. Do I need cancellation? That's a good point. If Yes, because you need to be able to jump onto the ladder. So that needs to be possible. Without the cancellation, you won't be able to jump onto a ladder. You'll jump through it. So, so if I get rid of this, he'll jump through the ladder. I think that's what will happen. Yeah, I think that's what will happen. Okay, so I can't even land on the ladder now. Yeah, so. But yeah, you should be able to jump onto a ladder and you can't there. So yeah, so we definitely need the cancellation, but I think there may need to be an extra check here. So may need to check with at the start of a jump. Okay, actually that shouldn't be too difficult to do actually. So let's put that in now. So this next bit is going to be now check the ladder controls. But what we can do here is if we're player state is in state jump, which I can do by checking whatever bit is it. State jump is it's bit 1. Okay, so bit 0 even. So if we're not jumping, then we just jump straight to this area and stop everything. So really, it annoys me that it doesn't pick those labels up. So I'm just going to try that. This is just going to mean that if you're in the initial arc of a jump, you won't land on the ladder. But this isn't going to be enough. So I'm going to have to check the actual index as well. Jumping off ladder flag. Really need to set you up set a code award up as well, where you can cash in or something for shillings. Okay, let's give that a try. So I think what this is going to allow me to do now is it's going to allow me to jump up, but as soon as I start falling, I'll land on the ladder. So yeah, that's what's happening there. You see, I'm jumping. I mean, obviously it's bad in this mode, but you see, I can't land on the ladder if I'm not falling onto it. So this is where I just need to check the index as well. So if I jump from like here, and I can jump. Oh no, it's still not letting me jump off the ladder. Keep pressing the right button. Still cancelling it somehow. Nearly at the memory ceiling. Oh, yeah. Bonus points if you can get that shimmer shillings to stop exactly on 65535. Then I'll in the next 20 minutes, if you can get that to stop at 65535, then I will add 20,000 to it. Okay, so have I just done this the wrong way around? Should it maybe be that? I mean, I don't think it's that because now I can fall. Okay. Could fall, but I can't. Yeah, okay, I don't think it's that one at all. The ladder just stops you going up, basically. I really need to add some more screens in so I don't keep getting those crashes. So I think that's correct. Maybe at this point the jump has not started yet, maybe? Yeah, because jump is here, actually. Oh, well, no, this shouldn't matter. This should... think about this, right? So... That's cheating. That's cheating. I did say though, if he gets it, I will add 20,000. So yeah. 1 point away. 1 point away. Okay, question is, why is it cancelling the jump? It shouldn't be cancelling the jump, but it is cancelling the jump. It'd be so funny if you if you lose this now. um. Okay. I don't think the jump flag is being set soon enough. Um. So I think what I'm going to try doing is I'm going to try moving the ladder code to after the jump. So this is where the jump code is. Let's just try putting it there for a second and see what happens. Good night, Sendaric. Thanks for joining, dude. Okay, so this is kind of right. That's working. And I can land on the ladder, but when I jump, I'm just jumping straight up. It's stopping me from moving left and right. Now, is this... No, because if I'm on the floor, it's fine. It's only when I'm halfway up the ladder for some reason. Is that because the fall is kicking in? Ah, it is. It's because the fall is kicking in. And because I'm falling, I can't do a jump. So let me just put that back. And then where we've got the fall, falling, here we go. So we do a check here to see if we're falling. But that's going to be based on some collision somewhere. So what I want to do, check fall collision, here we go. So we're checking below us to see if we're falling, but what we should also be doing here is also checking if it's a ladder, then also don't fall. And that should hopefully fix it. So collision solid. Okay. So we'll just make another routine here. I think we'll do it's collision solid or ladder. That should solve this issue, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to AND against both. And then if it's either of those, we're deemed to be on solid ground at this point. So we wouldn't be doing the fall. So this is here. Oops. Here. Hey, Cosmin. Shalom no mas, yes. So how was today, Cosmin? Was it interesting? Any dramas? I'm not sure how much I really care. Ah, there we go. It's perfect. So now we can only. Oops. There we go. Perfect. Right, I can jump off the ladder now, and I can jump onto the ladder. So the only other thing I need to do now is make sure that I can't jump through the ladder like that. And all that's going to be is, in fact, we may not even need to do. We may not need to do the full check here that we were doing before. So, it's a huge jump height. Yeah, yeah. The ladder is kind of screwing around with it a little bit, but it won't be a problem when the other timeline is sorted out properly. So. Okay, so this is our ladder code. So I'm just wondering if I even need to do this bit here, if I can just cancel it here. I'm not sure I can, but I'm gonna try anyway. So has he done it? No, you're over by 100. For 100 over. It's 65536. 65535. Is someone messing with you? Someone give you 100 points. Oh, you earn it as you go through. Yeah, you earn points as you play. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. It's funny because it shouldn't be so difficult, but for some reason, it's not. It's not proving to be so easy. Okay, let's see. Can I? Oh, oh, that was a bit weird. I just felt like there was something a bit odd there, but I'm not sure what it was. Okay, yeah, I don't need the extra check. That's good. That makes that a bit easier. Okay, cool. Right. People are screwing with you now. Okay, yeah, that feels spot on there. I think I definitely need to look at the action of this mode when he drops off something, because I don't think it should be going straight there, and it feels a bit weird. Hey, there we go. There we go. All right. I said I'd give you 20,000, so you will get 20,000. So, add fist. Make sure I spell this right. Stir. Well done. That took some effort. Look at that. Sharing the love as well. Your game crashed. What are you playing, Hayes? Are you playing Hell Let Loose again? Okay, that's looking pretty good. So all we need to do now is get the up control working, so we can actually move up the ladder. Well, he was. I'm surprised actually. It seems quite stable, that game. It's I'll leave that comment in because that might be needed. I was quite impressed actually for what's essentially still kind of alpha or beta. It's very stable. Has some performance issues, but so it's not 10K. God damn it! I mean, it's a lot, but it's not 10K. I'm going to downgrade to a single graphics card soon as well, so I'm going to get the 3090 or whatever it is when it comes out, and sell these 2080s. Yeah, it had performance issues though on this. It wasn't the smoothest. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Games like that tend to go through kind of final optimization towards the end, not in the middle of kind of beta testing. So yeah, I can definitely tell it's not optimized at all. It's there's some things that it was just perfectly fine at, and then just weird things would just make it lag out. Okay, check the ladder controls. Right, let's get onto this. So now we know we're stood on a ladder at this point. We're definitely on a ladder here. So now we can check if we're pushing up. Then we move up the ladder. So okay, so I'm assuming this is all going to be. Just need to check. So right, left. Oh, I need to check it. So it's right, left, up, down. So bit 2 is up. Okay, so this is up. This is skip up. So if we are pushing up, then we can. Actually, is it just as simple as? I think it might just be as simple as incrementing the. So we don't have to do any left or right flipping. We just need to decrease the value in HL. So okay, so let's put let's load HL through player Y. Decrease HL there. I think it's going to be that simple. So let's do the same for skip down, and then we might need to set a flag just to say that we're actually in that we're actually on the ladder and we're doing a ladder animation so that the animation can play out properly. But this should hopefully allow us to go up and down the ladder now. Oh. Oh. Thanks for the resub, Hayes. Appreciate it, dude. I don't even know what you're trying to do half of the. Oh, I see. It's an emote. Oh, Chiz has got an Airwolf emote. Awesome. Am I still? Hopefully, I'm still. Hopefully, I'm still. Oh god, I can't figure it out. I'll figure it out later. I think I am still sub to him. If not, I'll have to sort that out as well. Oh my god, how do I get rid of that now? Okay, I managed to get some stupid windows stuck on my screen now, so which I don't want. I have no idea how to get rid of it. Great. Whatever. Okay, I seem to have hit a crash here. I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why. Because I didn't change this. That's why. So it's just in an infinite loop. Called Bell End. Yeah, I used to live in North Manchester, and I used to live near a place called Knob End, which I always found hilarious whenever I saw it. Okay, cool. So unfortunately, pushing up also works for this mode, which it shouldn't do. But now if I go into this mode, okay, I mean he goes up the ladder incredibly quickly, but he can go up the ladder. Um, Actually, it goes up incredibly quickly. I don't know why it's so fast, actually. Why is it so quick? Because the player movement isn't that fast, so I'm not sure why the left and right isn't that fast. I'm not sure why moving up the ladder would be so fast. It should be the same speed up the ladder as it is. Like a rapid drain pipe, yeah. Yeah, look how fast he's going up there. That's. Are we doing. Maybe there's some check up here. Hang on, let's have a look. Oh no, so there's a frame timer there, but it's not being used. Maybe this is being called more than once per frame. Um, it shouldn't be though. Check the ladder controls. Skip up, skip down. Yeah, and no ladder there. Huh. I mean, I can slow it down by putting a frame timer checking, but I really don't want to do that here. I think that's wrong. I'm not sure why. So here we are incrementing left and right. See, why is that? Okay. It is very quick up that ladder. I'm not entirely sure why. So I'm gonna put a frame check in here. So all this means is that if you are pushing up, that the check will only actually happen once every other frame or something like that. Jump it from 0 to. Don't know how to get that freaking thing off. I've got some weird emote window that I can't get rid of now. In my OBS chat. Or maybe if I skip, there we go. Let's sort it out. Okay, let's try again. So I'm just looking to make sure. Oh no, I'm going up that. Still going up it really quickly. Hang on, let me try in this mode because I wonder if it's using some jump in here as well. In which case, I probably do need to move this to after the jump. No, because we're not jumping at that point. All right, let's slow this right down. There's something weird going on here. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Hey, bad boy. Bad boy wants it. Oh, like, okay. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so that is going up gradually. Actually, I kind of like that. I like the kind of... that's interesting. Also, it's going up in quite large increments. It's not going up... This is the problem. It's going up too much. So you look, this should be going up one at a time, and it's not. It's going up in quite huge increments there. Um, hmm. Can I just increment it directly on a? I don't think I can. Can I on a player address, on a memory address? So let's go back to the beginning of this. No, okay. So I can increment a register. I can increment a 16-bit register, or I can increment the contents of HR. So what I'm doing is correct, but I just wonder why is this player Y incrementing so much? It's going up in huge increments here. It's certainly not doing this. It's doing much more than that. Thank you for the follow, bad boy, or Lycoris. I'm going to end up calling you bad boy until you change your name. So if you want to be called Lycoris, I would change your name. I'm sorry. All right. So something is making that value go up in much larger increments than we want. The only thing that affects player Y is the jump, and we're not jumping at this point. We're just pushing up. So, somewhere he never reads chat. That's just a myth. Okay. I guess we have to put a breakpoint in here and have a look what's going on because I'm not sure why. Let's just pot look. Fair enough. I'm not sure why, but it's incrementing by much more than just one. It should only be adding one to that value, but for some reason it's incrementing quite a lot. And we're not using, I don't think we're using, yeah, we're not using fractional values. Thanks for the sub, Lycoris. Very much appreciated. It all goes towards wine on the Saturday and giveaways as well. Which is actually a good point. So on the next giveaway stream, which will be sometime in September, sometime kind of middle of September, we're going to do a book giveaway. I just never I never give away wine. No, never give the wine away. No. I'm not sure what books I'm going to give away though. So it'd be really useful if you guys could give me some ideas for books. If you just drop them into the Discord somewhere. Let me just pick a room. What's a good room for this? I'm not sure actually. Just drop them in one of the channels, and I'll keep oh yeah, I'll put it in. I'll make a new text channel. Hang on, let me add one now. Figure out how to do it. Book suggestions, I'll call it. So there's a new room called book suggestions in the text channels. And if you just add any kind of ideas for books that you want in there, and I'll pick out I'll pick out the ones that I think are the most relevant. So it'd be good if somebody could find and if you can find where they're in stock as well. It's no good just telling me that you want a particular book. I've got to have it. We've got to find somewhere where it's in stock, preferably with global shipping as well. Yeah, C64 books will be the main will be the main focus of this. But if you want to add some other ones that are kind of relevant to the stuff we do, then that would be fine as well. All right, why is this incrementing incorrectly? This is the problem. Oh, the games that weren't booked. That's not a bad idea, actually. That's a good one. Yes, please, if you could. So Andy did link me to a good site that has some books on there. So if you have a look through there for books that are in stock, or on Amazon as well. So basically, I'm not gonna have the books here. I'm gonna whoever wins, I'm just gonna order the books directly to that person. Because shipping books is gonna get quite expensive because they tend to be quite heavy. So yeah, so I'm going to do it that way. But you've got about 3 weeks before I do that giveaway. So just let me know what you want, and we'll have a look. All right, okay. Let's stick some breakpoints in here and see what the hell is going on here, because I'll look for that, because for some reason it's incrementing way too much, and I don't know why. Okay, apparently I can't find that. Close everything. Maybe it's not. Really? Okay. For some reason it's not finding that, so here's all the player control stuff. No ladder. For some reason it's not putting. I don't know what's going on here then, because this looks like it's not building everything properly. No ladder is here. O2C8. All right, let's go and have a look at that location. Things yelled at the screen by old school coder here. Okay, so that is this line here. So let's work our way backwards and stick some breakpoints in. So this is the ladder code: decrease HL, increase HL. There should be a load HL. Here we go, D00C. So I'm going to put a breakpoint in here. So at this point, we are about to climb up the ladder. So I want to see what actually happens at this point. Okay, so I'm just going to... Oh, interesting. Oh, I need to put it after. Let me do it here. Yeah. Okay. So now only when I push up. So if I push up, okay, so HL is pointed to D00C. D00C contains 40, and this should decrease the value in it by 1. which it does. It decreases the value in it by 1. However, we move up quite a lot. Oh, this is snapping, because we're snapping to the ground. So we need to make sure we don't snap if we're on the ladder. So that's what's happening here. So what's happening is we're snapping to a round number. So we're snapping to the nearest 8 pixels, and then we're moving up one, so it's snapping us up to the next one. So we're always moving 8 pixels. So let me see if I can find the word snap somewhere. There we go. No snap. So if we're jumping, no snap. So we should probably add in here state on ladder. You don't have rights to pin that message. Hang on, really? You don't have rights? You're okay, that's weird. Permissions. Add admin. Yeah. Try now, Andy. I'm surprised you don't have rights to do that. I would have thought it'd give you admin rights straight away. So I mean, I can pin it myself, but I'd rather you be able to do it as well. So maybe not actually. Maybe manage. Invite, manage permissions, manage webhooks. I've turned everything on. That's probably the easiest way of doing this. I don't know if that's worked at all. I'll check it out after. I don't want to spend the entire stream trying to figure that out. You should have the rights to do that. I'm surprised that you don't. Okay, so we need to create this state on ladder. So let's do that here. And all we need to do here is the next one along, and then we just need to make sure that we set and unset that at the right time. So our ladder code is here, no ladder. So we'll start by actually think about this. So do it this way around. And then all we need to do is load player state. It appeared and disappeared. Yeah, I'll figure it out after the stream. It's probably something really simple, because you should have full rights on the channel to do everything. I'm not sure why you don't. So and let's just make sure that that is turned off when we're not on the ladder. Then if we are on the ladder, we can do the opposite here. So I think that's right. So that should stop us from snapping when we're on the ladder. So you seem to have different rights in different channels. All right. Yeah, I'll fix that after the stream. Just remind me again after the stream. Send me a private message, then I'll remember it. Otherwise, I'll just forget. By the way, I think I'm probably going to play some Last of Us after the stream because I haven't played it for a while. I need to catch up. So there we go. It's perfect. Okay, so now I need to turn that frame counter off. That was probably unnecessary completely. I will pin that message for. Well, no, because I need you to test if it's working. So. You give them an AMK 10 out of 10 score. Yeah, so and they do global shipping as well, which is nice. So it's kind of perfect for this. There we go, perfect. So now we just need to do down. Now the thing with down is it's a little bit different because when you want to check if you can go down on a ladder, you're not checking under his balls. Basically, you're checking under his feet. So here you can see it's still letting me go down even though I'm on the ground, and that's because it's checking the wrong place. It should be checking the floor. So let's make some changes around that. So here we're checking if we're on the ladder. So being on the ladder is oh, actually this is not going to work. So because this is just checking. Because what we need to do here is we also need to check. We need to check two positions here. So this is just if we're already in the middle of a ladder, but we also need to check here to see if there is a if there is a ladder directly below us. Because if there's a ladder directly below us, then we should be allowed to do this down. So I'm going to actually move that to there, and we're going to do an additional check here, which means this is kind of going to change a little bit, but hang on, I need to be efficient about this. In fact, tell you what, I'm going to take a quick break, guys, because this liquid is going right through me tonight, which I'm sure you wanted to know. When I come back, we'll sort that out, and I can have a think about it as well. I tend to think about these things pretty easily when I just step away for a minute. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. Be right back. And I'm back. Oh, thought Turrican was. Oh, close race. Close race. Anybody bet on Chromos did? And Mr. G did as well. Very nice. 5,000 on it. You got two seriously steps. I didn't know you could put 10k as well. That's kind of cool. All right, cool. So I think just thinking about it, the easiest way to do this is to do the ladder in two halves. So ladder up and ladder down. So this is ladder down. So I'm going to change it to ladder down like so. Stop, jump, or fall. Okay, we need to figure out where that belongs, and this we know ladder down. So this is because we're on the ladder. So this is the right place to do this check. So that's fine. We set the state that we're on the ladder, and that means we need to move this to outside of this routine. So I can change that check in a minute. So first of all, we say that we're not on the ladder, and then we work out if we are and change it accordingly. So this can be shortened to that. We do need to stop if we're actually inside a ladder, which is correct, because we also don't want to stop the jump if we're stood on top of a ladder, so we can get rid of this. Don't need that anymore. So this is the down. Sorry, this is ladder up, isn't it? Sorry, not down. Basically, I'm going to copy the majority of this to do the check for going down. I just need to change some stuff at the end. So when we're going down, we need to check a bit lower. So this time we're going to check 1, 0, which is going to be the ground. If there is a ladder there, then we can do something. Otherwise, we can't go down on a ladder. So this should stop us from jittering at the end. This will become skip down, which is basically this chunk here, which will go there. We don't need the cancel. We don't need the stop in here. What we do need to say. Do we need to say that we're on a ladder? No, we don't need to say that we're on a ladder until we actually start moving down it. So I'm going to cancel that. I don't think we need to do that. Okay, let's give that a try. Oh, some error somewhere. Player control ladder already defined. Okay, yeah, so actually we don't need this label at all now. We also don't need that label, so we can get rid of that. Okay, fine there. What about adding a terrain type variable to play on threats? Well, yeah, I mean that's what it's doing basically. So okay, it's not letting me go down properly there. Let me switch. Why? Oh, because it's snapping. So I do need to set this. Yep. Yeah, so when you're going up the ladder, you need to check just above the feet. So you need to check if you're already inside the ladder. But when you're going down, you need to check the floor. So you need to check 2 different places, which this is hopefully doing now. So let's have a look. Yeah, so I can go up, and when I get to the top, it's fine. Interesting. When I get to the top, I'm not quite at the top. So actually what I need to do here is I need to check, when I was checking the pelvis area, I actually need to check the very last pixel, which is that bit there. So now I should be able to, yeah, come up properly to the top. Okay, cool. And then when I go down, I shouldn't jitter on the floor, which is great. Okay, cool. So now if I'm in this mode, I should be able to go up the ladder, and then there we go, perfect. Okay, cool. So now I know I'm on the ladder. I'm going to create one more state, which is moving on the ladder as well, because being on the ladder and moving on the ladder are 2 different states basically. So I'm going to create another state here. I'm going to call it ladder move. And this is what we're going to use to animate the player if we need to. So, okay, so we need to set this state if we're actually moving on the ladder as well. So here's our ladder. We're saying that we're on it here. This is where we need to set the movement of it. So in this place here. So just going to copy this chunk again. Like so. And that needs to be in the down as well. But we also need to make sure that we turn that off by default at the beginning. So we need to make sure that that's removed at the beginning. So now we know if we're moving on the ladder or we're on the ladder, and we can use this to do the animation as well. So hopefully in here now, somewhere, animate player sprite, call animate player sprite now. Okay, so we do some checks here. We check if we're falling, we're jumping, jump or fall. Okay, so we'll just add a new check in here. So we will check if we're moving on the ladder. So if we're moving on the ladder, that is bit 6. So we'll check bit 6. And if that's set, we'll jump to the ladder move. Okay, so ladder move is going to be alternating between 2 different sprites. Now we can do this based on the frame timer for simplicity, because it is just 2 sprites. So the easiest way to do this is going to be to oh, hang on. It's standing letting me know. Okay. Reminder. Cool. I shouldn't have looked at that because now it's I can check it again. Fine. Okay, so these are our sprites. So we've got 0 here. Now, the tricky thing with this is that these sprites are actually made up of 4 smaller sprites. So knowing which ones these are is not as straightforward as just saying it's the 10th sprite in the list or whatever. It's actually offset. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I've got the sprite animations anywhere stored. I don't. Thought I might have the animation somewhere, but I don't. All right. Okay, so this is going to work like this. So let's close these down. So these go sprite 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So in hex, this is going from 0 to 1, 0 on this line, but this is 2, 0 now, which means this row is 3, 0, which means this is 3E and this is 3C. So 3C and 3E are the values that we want. So 3C or 3E. Now, we can do this based on the frame timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the frame timer in, and how we determine which frame to use is by setting this to either 0 or 1 and then doubling it and adding it to 3C. So the way we're going to do this is, first of all, we're going to work out how often we want this to happen. So if we do this hang on, that's going to give us let's do it like so. So now this is going to give us the value between 0 and F, and then I'm just going to shift it across so that all we're going to see is the last digit. So so basically if bit 3 is set, basically. So so actually if we do it like this and then shift it twice, that will give us 0 or 2. Okay, so we'll do it that way. So we want to shift this shifts I still don't understand fully. So well, I understand them, I just don't remember what each one is. So I want to shift to the right, and I don't care about the carry. So I want logical shift to the right. Is there a logical shift to the right? Shift right logic. I'd rather have one that doesn't set the carry, but they all seem to set the carry. So shift right logic. So SRL. Right. Okay, I get it. Okay, so shift right logic accumulator, shift right logic accumulator. Now the carry is probably going to be set here, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use that, which means it's not going to include the carry bit. And I'm going to add 3C to it here. And then I should just be able to load that into the player frame and return. All right, let's give that a try. Carry, great book, yeah. Gameboy is a Z80 and a die with custom silicon. All right, it's a very weird. It's not really a Z80. It's this sharp state ladder move not defined. It's defined. It's here. Okay, let's try again. State ladder move not defined. Copy that. It's a weird sharp chip that's essentially a Z80 with bits missing. Done. Why is that there? Okay, that shouldn't be there. That's right. So in this mode, we're going to see, weird stuff going on. But in this mode, it should be correct, but it's not. Okay, so we're missing the top half. Okay, am I picking the right? No, I'm getting the wrong values. Okay, so this is 1 0 1 2 3. So this should be 4 C values. Which is why we're seeing the top half of him. It's a Z80 8080 hybrid screw. Yeah, it's horrible. It really is a horrible CPU. There we go. It's working now. Obviously, we don't want to see this this sprite in this mode, which we won't, because you shouldn't be able to climb ladders at all in this mode. So now the other thing is whatever sprite value is set, it adds 20 to it, I think, for this mode. So what we're seeing here is the result of it adding 20 to it. So I'm going to put a little note here, but old mode adds 20, so it should be 2C or 2E. Which means we're going to see strange things for this character in this mode, because he's gonna go into running mode. But in this mode, it should be correct now. There we go. And there we go. We've got ladders working. I'm going to slow down the animation. It's just a little bit too quick for my liking. So just going to, do that just to half the speed of it. Yeah, it is the worst of either chip. The thing is, I don't know Z80 enough anyway, so my opinion is kind of slightly biased by the fact that I'm comparing a horrible version of Z80 to my beloved 6502. Okay, that's kind of there. I think I need to change the sprites a little bit, because it doesn't look like it's going up properly. I think I need to shorten his leg a little bit here. Like so it should look like it's kind of going up, which it's not at the moment. Should look a little bit better. Yeah, that feels a bit better, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All the good Z80 stuff. Yeah, and they've added like weird things in. So there are some like weird DMA modes. So there are some block move stuff, but it's not done through normal instructions. It's done through kind of hardware specific registers that memory addresses, which act like kind of DMA registers. It's very strange. It's not It's not a fun thing at all to work with. Saying that, I think the Mega 65 uses a similar approach, but with Mega 65, the block copy can happen anywhere of any to anywhere, whereas it's not the case on the Game Boy. So, um, uh, when they show you how the thing is the thing with the Specky is it kind of needs to be fast because it hasn't got any hardware to do anything. So you kind of have to have a fast process in order to be able to do the stuff that the Commodore users take for granted. So we can draw a sprite on the screen and move it anywhere, and it takes almost no cycles to do it. It's really really quick and no clash. It's great. Yeah, you ask a Specky coder to do the same thing, and they'll be using tons of cycles to produce the same effect. Tons of cycles and lots of code to do the same effect. So they have their bonuses, and this is why Specky games were good at isometric games, because isometric really need you to have that kind of fast processing to be able to split things. Whereas the Commodore can't really do it because it doesn't have fast splitting, so it has to use weird sprite masking and stuff to make it work. Okay, that kind of works, so I'm kind of pleased with that. What I would like to do now is get the what time is it? Yeah, we've got time. I would like to get this transition to use power, and then we can start putting this power terminal in as well, because we've got the keys working, we've got the ladders working. The only other interactive piece that we need to do is the terminals, other than the picking keys up, but that's a different thing. For now, I'm pleased that this is. Oh, he jumped straight up. That was a bit weird. He shouldn't have jumped straight up. I need to check that. So if I fall down, interesting. That's wrong. So if you fall straight down, you then can only jump up. You seem to be blocked or something. Whereas the moment I just nudge ever so slightly. Yeah, okay. All right, that's the bug I need to look at. So first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to check that the C64 version, how the controls work for Doc in that particular scenario. So when he's in that mode, what happens when he just drops off a platform? Does he drop off, or does he kind of fall off to the side? That's what I need to check here. So we also need to do the dialogue system as well, which should be pretty simple, I think. I'm trying to use fire to jump there. Okay, so basically in this mode, what happens when I jump off the edge of something? So let's try and get onto somewhere where I can actually do this without being hampered. Oh, actually, his movement on the ladder is quite quick, so maybe I'll speed that up. Yeah, see, he doesn't drop straight down. He moves a bit, so we need to sort that out. So you can see. So if I walk off the edge, he properly walks off the edge, doesn't just drop. So we need to do that. And I'm going to change the animation speed. So I'm going to go the other way with that ladder animation and change it to this instead, because it looked like that animation was really quick. So maybe it's a bit too quick. Maybe it was right. Maybe the first way was the right way, I think. The GBA is quite different because the GBA uses ARM. So I use a GBA for doing my real testing on, because the GBA actually has the same chips that the Game Boy Color has inside it for running games in Game Boy Color mode. as for actually coding for the GBA itself, it's all ARM, so it's quite different. I would like to maybe give it a try at some point. I definitely think I'd enjoy ARM a lot more than I'd enjoy the Game Boy Z80. I'm guessing that they probably got quite a lot of feedback from Game Boy devs back in the day, and might be why they went with an ARM instead, to give it uh, a little bit more flexibility, because I find the Game Boy Z80 is really limiting. So it's actually an amazing piece of kit, the Game Boy Advance, if you consider what's inside it. It is two computers, two consoles in one. So you've got a Game Boy Color in here, and a Game Boy, which is essentially just the same as a Game Boy Color with a bit of extra memory, and a few new hardware edges to deal with palettes. But then you've got the ARM stuff as well. So it's actually a nice bit of kit with stuff in it. Okay, I'm pleased with that ladder animation now. That kind of matches. So the thing I need to deal with now is, if you drop off an edge, why can't I move? I should be able to keep on moving. So, which I can in this mode, but in this mode I can't. And the reason I think I can't in this mode is because it's treating the fall as something separate from the jump, because when you jump in this mode, you always jump in the direction you're facing. You can't jump straight up, and you then fall in that direction as well. And what I should be doing is applying a proper fall to it as well. So no, I think with the Game Boy Advance, that's when people really started shifting over to C. So the thing is I've often considered doing games in C for these kind of consoles, but then I would lose the fun of it. The fun for me is not. Well, it is partly the game design. I do like making the games, and I do like designing the games as well. But the fun is in the challenge of writing some. If I want to make a game in a high level language, I wouldn't write a game in C for a Game Boy Advance. I'd write a game in C for the PC or for the consoles, or in C Sharp and Unity or something like that. Oh God, crazy head rush then. Ooh, that was weird. Okay, wow, that shook me up a bit. Wow, that was weird. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I would write something in a high level language for a more modern system. So that was really strange. I've not had that before. That was a head rush while sitting down. Um, Ooh, okay, it shook me up a little bit. That yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. That was just really weird. I got a very, when you get a head rush and you go all dizzy. I just got that instantly for no apparent reason. So um, strange. Fourth for Nez. Okay, right. Where was I at? So oh yeah, we want to check if the player, what happens when the player is moving left or right. Uh, you move left and you start falling. So if you fall and you're in the old state, then you definitely need to be. Is it state walking? Maybe needs to be turned on. Hmm. Because the thing is, you can't move when you're in midair. That's one of the things about that mode, is you can't move when you're in midair. But what that means is, if you're falling, then you should be moving in some direction automatically. Um, whether you want to or not. So I think it's probably going to be in this for code. So this is where the for check happens. Oh, hang on, no apply for. No, okay. Okay, no, it's not that bit. It's here. Okay. So I think what needs to happen here, we need to do a check when we're moving left and right. So there's probably going to be a check somewhere in here. Oh, it's Esden. Welcome to the stream, Esden. Thank you very much for the raid, dude. And thank you for the follow, Does Exor as well. Yeah, welcome along, guys. I'm Sharon 50k. I do C64 stuff. Tonight I'm doing Game Boy stuff though. So on Tuesdays we do Game Boy coding, and I don't have any hair left, and it's probably because of this. Thank you for the follow, guys. Lethal Bit and Ballastrini. Ballastrini. Thank you very much. How's the FPGA stuff going? Edson, how's it? I did pop in. I think it was last week, briefly, just before my own stream. I saw you talking about. I think you were talking about. It was a little. I think you were having a little rant about students that will um, pay for their courses, but refuse to kind of put the effort in outside of their course. And I completely agree with it as well. If you're into something, then you should be willing to spend as much money on learning that as actually setting yourself up with the hardware outside as well. It's no good being majoring in electrical engineering if you don't own the toolkit with the stuff you need to do that. So um, that's what I caught you talking about briefly, and then and then I had to go and start my own stream. So but yeah, welcome along, guys. He started working on ROM reader meant for archives, but it's for a product that does use FPGA too. Ah, okay. The Glasgow Digital Interface Explorer. Glasgow has a digital interface. Cool. Yeah, I need to watch more of your streams because I like I do like all the kind of electrical stuff. I do want to try and get into it more. I'm kind of okay with the repair stuff, not so much the designing my own. I do kind of own the tools I need to kind of to fix and repair both retro and kind of modern computers and phones and things like that. But it's called Deep Fried Mars Bar. Okay, cool. Thank you for. I will make a. I'm going to copy that link, stick it in my browser. Oh, can I? I can't do that. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. Exploring interfaces. Ah, okay. So you can use this to kind of debug stuff on the fly, which is, I imagine. Oh, interesting. All right, that's gonna add that there. I'm gonna have a read of that after the stream. Thank you. As a Haskell compiler. Yeah, so we're just about to try and fix a bug at the moment. So we're doing quite well with this game now. Thank you for the follow, Derek Boom and Sir Dave. Welcome to the stream, guys. So we've just added some ladder code in, which in this mode is, I mean, it's not even supposed to be in this mode. It's only supposed to be in this mode. So the ladder code is in, and that's kind of working fine. But I've noticed a little bug, which is if you just drop off the edge, two things happen. Firstly, you drop straight down, which is wrong. You should drop and move in the direction that you're facing. And secondly, I can only jump straight up now, whereas actually in this mode, you should always jump in the direction you're facing and no other direction. So yeah. No, it's meant for Game Boy Color. The idea is that the idea is that the game transitions between two timelines, an old and a new timeline. So this is the new timeline, which will be fully Game Boy Color with animations and such. And then the old timeline switches into a kind of to look like an old Game Boy game. And each mode has slightly different control systems. And there will be differences as well. Like this bridge over the water here won't be here in this mode. It will only be in this mode. And this ladder won't be in this mode. It will only be in this mode. So you have to kind of work out which timeline to be in to complete your given kind of task of the moment, if you like. But yeah, so at the moment I'm just trying to figure out why when I drop off the edges there, it doesn't move across the screen. And I think this is because we have two very different control schemes depending on which mode we're in. And the control scheme for the old mode should always, if you're in the air, you should be moving in the direction that you're facing. You can't control the jump beyond that, and I don't think it's doing that at the moment. So here's our horizontals. So we check if we can walk left, which is fine. And then we don't really do anything else. All we do is, once we've checked if we can walk left. Oh, no, we do a check here. So in mono mode, Doc cannot control his jump. Yes, which we know. So if you can't control your jump, wait, if we're... So if it's to do with this here, definitely. We know at this point we are jumping whilst in mono mode. Okay, so we need to do another check in here because we're only checking if we're jumping here. And what we should be checking is if we're jumping or falling, then this should be happening. And this seems to only be happening when we're jumping, not when we're falling. So state fall, is this being set? That's what we need to know. It's pretty funny that it works only on Game Boy Color because it needs to also look like Game Boy. Yeah, that's the kind of the idea. The thing is, it just wouldn't work on an original Game Boy. So in the original C64 version, let me show you that. So in this version, it was quite easy to decide how to do it because you can switch quite easily from. I should really set save states up for this. You can switch from this nice kind of modern looking, well, modern for the C64 multicolor mode into Petsky, and it's very, very obvious that you've got two very different timelines. On the Game Boy, it's a bit more difficult. Petsky doesn't really make any sense. So this is the original. You switch into this Petsky mode. Which makes sense on the C64, but it doesn't make sense on the Game Boy. So on the Game Boy, the decision was that I was going to do this with Game Boy Color and Game Boy Original graphics to produce that kind of timeline switch, because the timeline switch makes sense for a Game Boy Color. So going from Game Boy Color to Game Boy is going back in time. And likewise, the idea of this is you're going back to kind of 1985 or whatever, which is the early kind of early Game Boy stuff. But you can see, actually you can't because I've not got any power, but let me try and get across here. Oh, balls. I'm not very good at my own game. So you can see if I go into the old timeline, the bridge disappears and the ladder appears. Whereas if I go in this timeline, the ladder disappears and the bridge appears. So you really have to think about how to do it. Okay. So if we're jumping or falling, prevent left or right joypad from doing anything. Yes, which is correct. But we also need to make sure that if we are falling or jumping, we actually do something. And at the moment, this seems to be skipping this piece of code here. So we check if we're jumping or falling, and if we're not, we come to here. If we are jumping or falling, we do this. We check the transition that we're in. If we're in the new transition, we jump to here. Otherwise, we do this, which is we check if we're facing left, and if we are. Okay, so maybe we're not. Maybe this isn't being set. So let's have a look at player state in that case. So player state is at D00E. Okay, so let's load the game up. Let's have a look at the player state at this point. Okay, so this is our player state. It's very hard for you guys to see on stream, but it's 08 at the moment, which means we're just set as facing left. If I change direction, it matches. So 08 and 10 are the two things that we're looking for when we drop off an edge. In fact, I can do it here, so no need to go down the ladder. And I'm still getting the 08 and 10, so that's fine. And as I drop off, okay. So as I drop off, it actually removes the facing left and facing right. So we're clearing these values somewhere. So whenever the fall happens, it's clearing those values. So let's go and find states fall. Okay, really? Should be in here. On me. So we test it there, we test it there, we set it here. Okay, I'm going to put the A in there because that's but for some reason it's not clearing. So this isn't clearing the face left and face right. So let's figure out where that's happening. Something is clearing it. Okay, so that's the initial setup for it. This is testing it, and this is turning it on when we're walking in that direction. Do we? No, so we only test it here. State face left. So we're only ever turning it on. Except we do turn it off. So if we pull in one direction, hang on. Or I think it could be this bit here. I'm not so sure though, because that seems like it should be okay. But something is definitely changing it. So this value is 0 here. Let me just reload the ROM again. Yeah, it's like the fall is clearing it for some reason. Something is clearing the state. So let's have a look for player states right here. Maybe there's something else in here. Thank you for the follow, password. Welcome to the stream, dude. Okay, so we're doing some testing of the value there. We're not. I'm just wondering if anything is setting it to 0 somewhere. It could be at the end of the fall, but I think it's happening before the end of the fall. I've not got control of that now. Keep trying to press up to jump. So if I jump off, let me go through here. It's going to be a bit easy to tell here. Okay, so if I fall off this edge here, I get 0, 2. So I get state fall is set. Okay, so where is state fall set? Maybe it's something is overriding it with when that's being set. Okay, so this is where state fall is set. And there is nothing in here that would remove that. I'm just going to put the A in there as well, just for simplicity. So this looks like it should be fine. Okay. It's this bit here. Okay, so what is this? So this is the problem. So we're loading the player state, and we're just turning fall on. We're just anding it with fall. So really this should be bit instead. So this should be bit, whatever fall is again, 2. So this would be bit 1, I think. Yeah, bit 1. Which is testing state fall. And then that means if it's not set, we jump to we jump to snap. Otherwise, we actually turn fall. Okay, that should hopefully fix it, I think. Yeah, the problem is when fall is set, it's not turning off. It was turning. We were testing if fall was set here using and then turning it on if we needed to, and then starting in player state. But that meant it was clearing everything else. It meant the only thing that was ever being set was the fall. Okay, so I mean it's kind of working, but it feels weird now. So we probably need to do some adjustments around it. Let's get do it on here. Okay, so what we're seeing here now is it's using the fall mechanics, the jump mechanics for this mode. So you'll see when I jump in this mode, it jumps quite far, and it does that because it's adding twice as much in the jump, so it's like a lurch forward. Whereas when I jump in this mode, you see I don't jump as far, and that's because there isn't that extra lurch. But what that means is in this mode, if you watch my jump that way, you'll see how fast it is, and then it's the same when I jump down. You see how much quicker it goes down. Okay, so I need to have a think about this. So maybe the routine that I'm using for advancing the this mode's jump is incorrect. The main purpose of that is that you should be able to jump further in this mode. So if I stand with my feet right at the edge of that block there and jump, I land over here. So I'm actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm clearing 8 bridge segments. Now, if I do the same in this mode, I'm clearing about 5. So as long as I'm clearing more in one mode than the other, then it should be fine. So I think what I might have to do here is change the way that we advance in one mode, because the code is right now, but the problem is the fall is happening a lot quicker on the horizontal than it should be doing. So here's a horizontal. Here's where we do our check for the mode that we're in, and here's where we do a decrement here, and then we jump straight to here. So if I get rid of that, and then go and have a look at what's happening, I need to do it on the right as well. That one there. I think what we're going to see here though now is that the jumps are the same, and that's not ideal. In fact, he might actually end up being short because he doesn't go as high. So yeah, so he covers about 5 in that mode. Now he only covers 3, so there we go. Why did you remove modifying emote from your channel points? Have I? So look, I shouldn't have done. I might have done it by accident, but I don't recall doing that. Oh yeah, it's not there. Oh no, it is. It's there. Modify a single emote. Yeah, it's there. Okay, right. So the problem is now is it's moving too slow, whereas if I move off the edge, it's probably going to look fine. So that's fine in terms of down, but not in terms of up. So we're not going anywhere near as far as we need to now. So what we can probably do here is make this happen when we're jumping, but not when we're falling, and that will solve some of the issue. But will it give us the right distance? Let's have a look at the Commodore version again. Let's try and visualize what's going on with the jump, as it will help us a little bit. I should probably look through the code, but it's fine. We can look at it visually. It should be fine. I'll slow it down once we get into the game and get in a place where we could do the test. I keep trying to press fire to jump, and it's not going to work. Okay, so this is the mode we're interested in. Let me just get to the other screen, because if I can get past all the enemies, then it makes it a bit easier. Okay, let's do it on this screen. Okay, so if I jump here, what's actually happening? Let's have a look. Let's slow it down. 10's a bit slow. Let's do 20. So actually, it's moving at a consistent speed the whole time. It doesn't feel faster. I think it's just the jump arc is different. Okay, so this means we need to change the way our jump table works slightly. So let me see if I can find the jump table in here. God knows where this is going to be. Oops. Okay, let me think about this. So we have a table that we're using to jump. I don't know where that is now. I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. I really hate having this massive text, but there we go. Play a fall table, play a jump table. So what's happening is in one mode, in both modes, it's using these tables. But in one mode, it's moving forward a lot quicker. And I think there must be another check in here for which mode we're in, because I can't imagine it's going all the way through this list. Or does it start? It starts somewhere different in this list. That's the difference here. That's the difference. It starts in a different place in this list. And that means that the jump is shorter. And so by doubling the speed, you're actually covering the jump is slightly shorter, but then you double the length by doubling the speed. So the problem is we need a different table, I think. That's going to be tricky. I need to figure out how this is actually being applied now. So this is where we're adding the fall value. I need to find out where we actually set the offset, because maybe what I can do is I can just reduce the upper limit instead. No, it needs to be a separate table, I think. God damn it. All right. All right, let's go and normalize the jump so they're exactly the same. So that's going to be in whenever we do the jump and whenever we start a fall. Actually, it's just going to be the jump, I think. I think the fall is going to be the same. So shops in Romania still sell NES clones with games. £9 equivalent. Wow. Okay, I kind of want one there. You'll have to link that. Can you link that in Discord, Cosmin? That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see that. I think I'm going to normalize these jumps so they're exactly the same. And then I'll save the rest of the jump mechanics for the next stream. I'm going to take a quick break in about 10 minutes. And then I'll play some Last of Us. I think I'll play about an hour or so of Last of Us. So I do want to finish that game. And I've been saving it for streams. I've not done anything outside of the stream. So okay, so we're looking for the jump. So when the player jumps, it's a screen exit. It's not that. Button checks. Here we go. You see, here we go. So we were reducing the jump height by setting a different jump index, which is kind of bad. We should not be doing that at all. So I'm going to set it to 0 for now. That should make the jumps equalize now. So I think the jumps in both modes will be the same distance. So in this mode, we go, what was it, like 5 or 6, something, I can't remember the exact amount. It's hard because you've got full control, so it's hard not to just keep pulling in one direction. It seems about to be about 5. And then, yeah, and it's 5 again, but look how weird that jump looks now. It looks really strange. So it needs a new jump table, I think. I think that's the issue here. It needs to move up less, less in a kind of high arc like that, and more of a kind of linear trajectory, almost like I'm trying to think of a game that did that originally, but there's loads of kind of old games where the jump wasn't so much a smooth sine curve like that, but they were just kind of a linear ramp like that, and that's, I think, what we're going to go for. So okay, consoles are called Ending Man, Terminator 2. Dot Cosmos does it. Dot Cosmos does what? That jump looks so strange to see him jump like that in that mode. But yeah, that's the issue now. Is the type of jump you're trying to copy? Yes, I know. I know it does in I know it does in the original. The thing was, is I didn't, when I set the jumps up in here, I didn't really look at the code, and I should have looked at the code really to get an idea. But basically, yeah, what I need to do is I need to create that kind of linear jump. At the moment, it's not. It's got like this weird. It's using the original jump, so because it's using the same jump table. So what I need to do is create a different jump table. The fall table can probably stay the same. And it's just the jump table we probably need to change. Which is just going to be a case of adding all these values up, because this is how high we can jump at the moment. The sum of all those numbers is how high you can jump. And the number of values in that list is how far you can jump. So by changing the length of the table to be longer, he'll jump further. And by reducing the numbers in this list so that they add up to less, he'll jump less high, and that will give us what we want, really. So what about jumps like Prince of Persia? What do you mean, Prince of Persia? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So let's see if I can fit this in. We've got like, I'll do another 10 minutes before I go for a break. So let's see if I can do this quickly. So this would be old jump table, meaning old timeline, that is. So the sum of these numbers is 10, 18, 21, 26, 30, oops, 34. So as long as the total in this table adds up to less than 34, but the length is a lot longer, we should be fine. So I'm going to start by just taking those 4 values off there. So that's going to reduce us down to 16. And if I just expand this out a little bit, so that's 20. That's 24, but we're only 2 longer. So I'm going to add another 2 in here. Okay, let's just add that up again. So 6, 10, 20, 26, 30. Okay, so it's not much. It's not much lower than this. So let's lower it a bit more. So that brings us down to 28. And that brings us down to 26, but with a longer jump. Okay, so let's try that. So this is falling, which I'm not interested in. It's the jumping side I'm interested in. So here we go. So here is where we're actually getting the jump table, and here is where we're checking the jump table index. So I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to split this into 2 halves, and we're just going to treat these as 2 separate things here. We'll do a check here for the correct version. So this is line 516, just so I know when I can come back to it. There we go. So we'll use this, and we'll do it like this. So what we'll do is this is new jump, and this will be old jump. So old jump is going to be different to new jump in that we're just going to be using different tables. Now I could probably split this down into separate pieces, but for now I'm just going to do it like this because this is going to be a quick way to test that my theory is working here. Thumb jump can be the same, that's fine. Which means I don't want that on there, which means I do need to change some values in here. Oh, wait a minute, we've got end jump here. We've got end jump there. Where is that being called from? Okay, so with the carry set, we jump to end jump. Okay, so actually, okay, so I think end jump needs to be done as 2 separate pieces as well. So I'm going to get rid of that. Oops. And then the end jump will also check these values. So I'll do that in a second. Oh, actually, this is... No, this just ends the jump. Okay. Skip limit 2. So... thank you. Oh, I missed a follow as well. Thank you for the follow, Just a Weeb Discord, and thank you for the subscription, Paradox NJ, and welcome to the stream, guys. Okay, so end jump is going to be here. This is checking. This is just turning the jump off. What is skip limit 2? What is that about? Okay, skip limit 2 is here. Because we're not jumping. Okay, so that is going to be the same on here. Yes. So new jumps, fine. Okay, so all I probably need to do now is old jump table. Yep. And old jump table here. And old jump table here. There we go. Right, okay. That's kind of a lot of code I'm messing around with there, so hopefully I haven't broken it all. Okay, it looks fine. The original jump is working. It's good. And then in this mode, okay, it's a bit slow now. That's the problem. Bit slow and not actually jumping that far. So Okay, well, at least I've got two different jump tables now, so I can probably use these two to work out how to do this. I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I'm going to go and have a quick break. When I come back, we'll play some Last of Us 2. But yeah, thanks guys for coming along. If you just come along for the code, if you don't want to get any spoilers on Last of Us 2, I would kind of hide the stream if you just want to keep listening, or leave the stream if you don't want to listen or hear it as well. But I will play some Last of Us 2 when I come back. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. All right, about. I'll leave the races on.